The Indiana Fever just released exclusive footage from Aliyah Boston's off-season workout, so
I am excited because I just saw video footage of Aliyah Boston in the gym getting her one-on-one.
It's the WNBA offseason. Two star players, both known for their inside presence, are grinding hard in the gym, but in very different ways. One is perfecting her post moves and sharpening her mid-range game. The other? She's firing off threes like Steph Curry, drawing plenty of attention online. This isn't fiction. It's the real story of Aliyah Boston and Angel Reese, two bigs with contrasting approaches to growth. In this video, we'll explore how one is focused on paint domination while the other seems to be chasing social media fame.
There's footage out there of Angel working on her game, in the lab as they say, and mostly what we see is Angel shooting three-pointers.
Let's break down how these choices could impact their careers, why fans are raving about Boston's relentless dedication, and why even Reese's supporters are calling her out for her latest move. Ready to dive in? Let's go.
I reset. So do what you did, like reset and throw some stuff to me and reset. Not that weak. Oh, that's good. Yeah. It's good.
Picture this. Aliyah Boston, sweat pouring, laser focused as she perfects her footwork in the paint. The basketball world is buzzing. Her off-season workout video just dropped, and it's sending shockwaves through WNBA circles. Fans are hyped, eagerly speculating what Boston is preparing to unleash when the season begins. This isn't just any highlight reel. It's raw, intense training that showcases Boston's dedication to greatness. She's not going through the motions. She's pushing her limits with relentless drills, mastering left-hand finishes, and powering through contact. It's the kind of work ethic that transforms players into legends. And the Indiana Fever? They're fully committed to Boston's development, knowing she's the key to their future success.
What up, Fever family? It's Coach Keith Porter. Today I got Aliyah Boston in the gym. We've been working on some footwork, getting up and down the floor. Just working on being better today. Are you ready for my hit? We'll make 5 4 hours. I'm looking for do them backwards. Yeah. So eventually we're gonna get to like our whole set, but we're gonna isolate every single action and motion in it. Yeah. So this is just one of those fucked up motions.
Here's the scoop. The Indiana Fever flew their new player development coach, Keith Porter, all the way to Massachusetts just to train with Aliyah Boston. That's not just commitment. That's a team that knows they have a future superstar on their hands. Porter isn't holding back either. He's been vocal about Boston's potential, calling her the next big thing in women's basketball. "We're working on getting better every day," he says. But don't be fooled by the modest tone. Porter firmly believes Boston could become one of the greatest female athletes ever. After watching her relentless off-season grind, it's hard to argue. Those might be bold words, but they're looking more accurate by the day.
Have each hand, so it'll be here, hit you in the pocket. I want you off 2 to start off. Slow. Yep. Yep. Take a second more, less jumper, more flow. So more like a flick. Okay. Yep. Wow, that was really good. That's my damn self. Yes, that's it.
Let's talk numbers. Aliyah Boston is already a force, shooting an impressive 55.2% from the field during her 2 seasons with the Fever. But she's not settling. This offseason is all about elevating her game to new heights. Her training focuses on mid-range jumpers, post moves, and footwork in game-like scenarios. A blueprint for becoming a more versatile player. And here's the kicker. Boston's mid-range game is looking smoother than ever. Why does this matter? Pair her refined skill set with Caitlin Clark's dynamic playmaking. Clark's ability to penetrate and dismantle defenses could create endless opportunities for Boston to dominate with her improved range. Together, they could form a 1-2 punch that will leave defenses scrambling all season long.
Okay, now the same thing off the left. This one might make more sense, well, the last one as well. Just like running forward. You get caught like that. Instead of opening up. Yeah, more of like a forward pivot, you just run into it. There we go.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, she couldn't hold back her excitement when Boston's video hit the internet. Her quick comment, "Got me fired up," says it all. When your star teammate is this pumped, you know you're making waves. Boston's journey is just the start. This video highlights not only a dedicated player, but a team with a clear vision, a coaching staff committed to going the extra mile, and a young star driven to reach new heights.
Yep. There we go. Move out the way. Yep. There we go. The next one, fans calling the freaking bump, right? Now we're getting right back into that touch shot. Hitting. There you go. You're bumping me and standing. Bump me, stay low. That's right, when you're here, stay here and then explore what you're doing. You're hitting, fully extended, now you're killing your leg drive. No, you're not getting it. Yeah, they playing. Sit. One more down. Yeah, that's all. Go the other way. Yep.
As we watch Boston push through each rep, it's clear she's evolving from a skilled player to a great one. Her natural talent, relentless work ethic, and the Fever's dedication to her growth create the perfect formula for success. This viral video is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore, more comparisons to draw, and you won't want to miss what comes next.
That Aliyah Boston was going to come ready to ball. And so when I see footage like this and see the moves that they're working on, I feel really good about that because I think it portends wonderful, wonderful things.
While Boston's been grinding in the gym, another WNBA star just released a workout video that's causing a stir for all the wrong reasons. Imagine a player struggling with layups suddenly claiming to be the next Steph Curry. The contrast is jarring, and the internet's reaction has been harsh.
The lack of, proof that she's been in the gym working on her craft, trying to hone her skills after what can only be described as one of the worst shooting seasons anybody's ever seen in the history of basketball.
Let's talk about Angel Reese, the 6'3" forward who should be dominating in the paint. So what's she focusing on in her latest video? 3-pointers. Yes, really. The internet is buzzing, but not in a positive way, as fans question whether Reese has forgotten her role as a post player. What's even more intriguing is the use of quick cuts in her video. No consecutive shots, just quick highlights. It makes you wonder, how long did it take to film this? A couple of hours? Half a day? The timeline is a mystery.
Break down some numbers. Last season, Reese shot 44.5% from less than 5 feet. That's rough for a big. To put it in perspective, that's like missing more than half your layups. And get this, almost 40% of her rebounds? They're her own misses. With stats like these, is this really the time for Reese to channel her inner Steph Curry? But wait, there's more. Where's the Chicago Sky coaching?
Let's dive into the numbers. Last season, Reese shot only 44.5% from less than 5 feet. Pretty rough for a big player. To put it simply, that's like missing more than half of your layups. On top of that, nearly 40% of her rebounds were her own missed shots. Given these stats, is this really the time for Reese to take on the role of a three-point shooter? But there's more. Where is the Chicago Sky coaching staff in all this? Nowhere to be found. It's like they've left Reese to handle it herself. Remember how the Fever flew their coach out to work with Boston? No such effort here, just Reese, her trainer, and a camera crew.
She was literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
Fans aren't holding back either. Reese is getting roasted online, and some comments are brutal. One tweet says, "Reese needs to work on layups, not logos." Ouch. But can you blame them? When your inside game is lacking, launching threes isn't exactly the solution. So what's really going on here? Is Reese trying to expand her game, or is this just an attempt to grab headlines? Either way, it's clear her approach is worlds apart from Boston's focused grind. While one is dedicated to dominating her position, The other seems more interested in chasing social media likes.
I'm trying to figure out why she's putting so much time in developing an outside shot when she works under the basket, primarily. You get a rebound, are you going to try to run out there all of a sudden and shoot a three, even though you got perimeter players that are standing around waiting for you to pass them the ball so they can shoot wide open shots? It could potentially be a horrible season for the Chicago Sky.
One thing's crystal clear. Not all off-season training is created equal. Boston's focusing on what matters, while Reese might want to reconsider her approach. This tale of two bigs is far from over, so stick around. We're about to dive even deeper into their basketball strategies.
I believe Aliyah Boston is going to come in ready. This last season, she was out of shape, and many of them have said they didn't quite know what they were getting. They weren't prepared for the passes, Caitlin. They weren't prepared to get up and down the floor. Obviously, the more this team can get out on the break and run and not have to grind it out in the paint, the better.
Think you've got shooting form figured out? Prepare to have your views challenged. We're about to explore two vastly different techniques, so distinct it's like comparing apples to something completely unrelated. After this, you'll never see a jump shot in the same way again.
This is what it's supposed to look like when you're the shooting arm. It's like a waiter carrying a tray, right? It's like the waiter carrying the tray. That's how you want it nice and high. You don't want the ball down here.
Let's start with Aliyah Boston. Her form is a masterclass in shooting mechanics. High release point, perfect alignment, textbook style. When Boston squares up, her arms form a flawless right angle, with the ball resting high above her head. It's not just aesthetically pleasing, it's effective. That high release makes it hard for defenders to block, and the precise alignment ensures consistent shooting accuracy.
Here, you see she's being fed the ball. She's in the right corner. She gets the ball, and again, if you're going to work on expanding your game, okay, but at least make sure that your technique is right. So I'm hoping that this guy and whoever else works with her will work on her technique, because I don't care how many you shoot like this with nobody guarding you. If your technique is not right, you might get a few here or there by happenstance or whatever, but you're not going to consistently knock down.
Brace yourself for the contrast. Angel Reese's form is, well, let's just say it's unique. The ball's low, almost at chest level. Her wrists, they're crossing during the release. In basketball terms, that's a big red flag. It's like trying to drive a car with the steering wheel upside down. Sure, you might get where you're going, but it's not going to be a smooth ride.
Now, brace yourself for the contrast. Angel Reese's form is, well, unique. The ball starts low, almost at chest level, and her wrists cross during the release. This is a major red flag in basketball. It's like trying to drive a car with the steering wheel upside down. Sure, you might reach your destination, but it's definitely not a smooth ride.
Her arms, her wrists are crossed. Her wrists are crossed, which is the wrong form. Your wrist should not be crossed. You should be totally aligned to your target. So this means that her shooting hand, which is her left, is crossing over. Her elbow, therefore, jutting out.
Here's where it gets interesting. Boston isn't just working on her jumper. She's focusing on what truly matters for a big post moves, a mid-range game, the whole package. It's basketball 101 for centers, and Boston is acing it. Her workouts blend footwork, power moves, and finesse, building a complete arsenal to dominate the paint. Reese, on the other hand, seems to be attempting a step-back three. In a real game, that's not just a missed opportunity, it could easily turn into a turnover. For a player who struggles with accuracy near the basket, this shift in focus is puzzling at best.
Angel is here. Watch this. Look how far out the ball is. Look how far out she's showing the defense. I'm telling you right now, that's what you call cookies. Cookies for days is what we say when we get our hands on the basketball that is shown to us in that.
The contrast is undeniable. One player is fully dedicated to refining her skills, strengthening her game, and working on her weaknesses, while the other seems more focused on gaining social media attention than making real improvements on the court. But here's the crucial question. What will this mean for their futures in the league? Will Boston's commitment result in on-court dominance? And can Reese adjust before it's too late? The answers could ultimately shape the future of the WNBA for years to come.
It just leaves you scratching your head as to what exactly is going on. Is Angel Reese trying to be an influencer, or is she trying to be a basketball player?
Remember when we talked about reshaping the WNBA landscape? Now imagine that philosophy playing out over an entire season. By 2025, we're not just talking about individual success, but the ripple effect it could have on entire franchises. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Let's fast forward to the 2025 season. The Indiana Fever are on fire, and leading the charge is none other than Aliyah Boston. Her hard work has paid off big time. Caitlin Clark drives to the rim, drawing 2 defenders, and kicks out to an open Boston. Her improved mid-range game is opening up the floor, creating a dynamic duo that's giving defenders nightmares. Boston's efficiency is through the roof, and she's not just scoring, she's dominating on both ends of the court.
You're going to have to play in the half court as well. And this is what she needs to be working on these things. The places where she's likely to be playing in
Chicago, it's a different story. Angel Reese is struggling to find her footing. That three-point experiment, let's just say it didn't pan out the way she hoped. Her shooting percentages are down, and she's having a hard time making an impact in the paint where she should be thriving.
Over in Chicago, it's a different story. Angel Reese is struggling to find her rhythm. That three-point experiment? Let's just say it didn't go as planned. Her shooting percentages are down, and she's struggling to make an impact in the paint, where she should be excelling. Meanwhile, the Fever's strategy is crystal clear. Build around Boston, Clark, Mitchell, and Hull to create a powerhouse that could dominate for years. The Sky, on the other hand, are still trying to figure out how to get Reese back on track. But it's more than just stats. Boston's work ethic is contagious. The entire Fever team is elevating their game, pushing each other in practice, and it's showing on the court. They're not just winning games, they're changing the franchise's culture.
After not being ready to start the last season, now they know they got to be in shape. They want to be in shape because they believe the sky's the limit.
As we wrap up this look into the future, one key question remains. What's next for these two rising stars? Will Boston continue her rise to WNBA royalty? Can Reese turn things around and fulfill her immense potential? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The choices they make today are shaping their futures in ways they may not yet fully understand. Aliyah Boston's disciplined approach is a prime example of how strategic improvement can elevate a player's game. She's not just working hard, she's working smart, perfecting the skills that will make her a dominant force on the court. Angel Reese's strategy, however, serves as a cautionary tale. Flashy workout videos won't win championships. Hard work and sound training will. For the young ballers dreaming of WNBA stardom, Instagram likes won't help you when you're facing a tough defender in the fourth quarter. As the season nears, all eyes will be on these two players. Who will rise to the occasion and who will falter? Their decisions now will echo throughout their careers. The ball's in their court. What will they do with it? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.